Let's give a warm welcome to Siham Bogern. And Siham, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Noor Al-Huda. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing very good. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you are excited for this session as much as I am excited. And let's get started. Okay, so today's session is going to be about entrepreneurship and startups, innovating with artificial intelligence. So I'm not gonna introduce myself all over again, but I just want to share with you my contacts. So feel free to contact me if you need any help. However, I'm gonna present to you Jawsak. So Jawsak is a startup dedicated to empower entrepreneurial engineers or engineer entrepreneurs. And it's a community-based startup. We have a different subsidiaries. We have Jawsak Media. It's all about sharing content about engineering and entrepreneurship. Jawsak Academy, it's more about the attack, the educational resources. We have different programs that are tailored for entrepreneurial engineers. And Jawsak Soft, we develop digital tools that are also tailored for entrepreneurial engineers that can help them in their entrepreneurship journey. In Jawsak Consulting, we provide consulting services, also engineering services, and we have Jawsak Community, which we dedicated for a lot of activities. And currently, the application for Jawsak Community is open. So feel free to join us, and I do encourage you to join us in Jawsak Community because we're gonna have a lot of talks, webinars, activities, programs, networking that we are all providing for free for the community. And I also want to share with you our contents. So you can follow us on a different social media platform at Jawsak Group. You can also visit our website, jawsak.com. And if you need anything, you can definitely contact us. Okay, so that was about me. I would also like to know a bit about you because this is the first time for me to join you. Maybe you already participated in all the sessions, so you know each other. But I just want you to use the chat to introduce yourself. Just tell us your name. What are you doing? Are you a student? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a student entrepreneur? And if you are studying, what is your major? Let me take a look at the chat. And also, since the webinars are really a good opportunity for people to network, so make sure to share your LinkedIn profile as well. Thank you, Shahrazad. Yes, it seems like there is a lot of students from Mustagano. So yeah, make sure to take benefit from this opportunity to network even more. Okay, so this is the agenda of today's presentation. We're gonna have mainly three parts. The first, we're gonna talk about the role of AI in entrepreneurship. Then we're gonna talk about the AI entrepreneurs, what are the skills and mindset for the AI entrepreneurs. And then we're gonna see how we can start from an idea to a startup, how to build an AI-driven business. And at the end, we're gonna have the Q&A session. So starting with the first part about the role of AI in entrepreneurship, I always like to start with this very simple, obvious question, which is, do we really need AI skills? If yes, why do we need them? If no, why we don't need them? So it might seem very obvious to you to answer yes or no, but it's actually a basic question to see how you are considering AI skills. Share with me your thoughts about it. There isn't really a right or wrong answer to this question. I just want to see your thoughts. Okay, so I can see that there are students from the medical field, the chemical engineering. Nice.
So we had this session. So I hope you answered the question. We did that.
So Adila is saying, yes, of course, we need AI in our life. Can you tell me, Adila, why we need it? Let's take 1 more minute for them to think about answers. Okay, so Abu Tahir is saying no, and he's saying for startup, understanding its uses, it's more important. Very good. Faida is saying make our life easy and simple. Wasila is saying yes, it's an important skill as an end user. Okay, we have Dr. Hizia is saying, as a doctor's, oh, sorry, I lost the, wait, I need to scroll down.
You want me to read the
As a
answer?
doctor, we absolutely need it. It can, yeah, it can help doctor in many ways. Yes, of course, we need it because it's helping humans to improve their tasks and gain time and resources. It's important for make our life more easier. I would definitely argue about making it easier because recently I start to feel that technology it's very complicated, or maybe just me, I'm getting older. Okay, thank you so much for answering that. What you're sharing is very, very important. And by all the things that you have said, it's very important to make the difference between the IA skills as someone who is using IA in a different field and someone who is like developing IA in that field. All right. So IA is definitely a buzzword. It's like a very trendy topic that everybody is talking about, but we always need to ask ourselves the basic questions to see if we really need them, if we really need it or not, because just following what everybody is doing, it's not a rational decision. So always question everything around you and see if it's really something important that you need to consider or not. However, I can tell you that IA, it's very important for startups. And since our topic today is about startup, let's see why it is important. So IA, it's representing a huge advantage for startups, especially when we are talking about a competition. We can see that there are a lot of startups all around the world in like all the domains, and the competition it's very high. And we can see that day after day, startups are also like emerging, and we are seeing new ideas are coming day after day. So if you are someone who is considering starting a business, how exactly you can enter this market with where there is like a huge competition? IA is one of the solution, but how exactly you can use it? So one of the advantages of AI is the data-driven decision. As a startup, you can use AI to make informed and strategic decision, because what you think that you know about the market, it might not necessarily be true. So you need to make sure that you are making an informed decision based on the data and the insights that you collect. Another advantage of IA for startup is the scalability and efficiency. Startups usually are starting in with a very small budget, and they are starting with a lot of things that they need to cover. So the costs are very high, the budget is very small. All right, sorry for that. Let's continue. So we are talking about scalability and efficiency. Their costs, especially the costs that are related to operations, and therefore they can be more efficient and they can easily scale their business into new markets. One of the advantages also of IA is the personalization and customization. This is an experience that we probably, as an end user, we are already like experience using, for example, the online application, like the online shopping, or for example, also the application of like the related to movies or to TV shows. The recommendation systems are used to make the experience of the user very personalized. So basically what this AI model do is just take the information or the history data that you have been using, and then to try to personalize the experience for you. So it's going to be more suitable for the customer one by one, except for like some areas where you are actually determine this manually. So this is also a very huge advantage for startups, especially when they are considering scaling from a small market to a larger market. Another thing is the innovation catalyst. So as we mentioned, startups, when they are starting in a very competitive market, and they need to set themselves apart from the competitors. So one of the advantages of AI is to actually innovate and create solutions that are groundbreaking, that can make you set yourself apart from the competitors. Okay, now talking about the AI-driven opportunities in entrepreneurship, one of the things that I noticed is wherever we are talking about the AI startups, people are always considering that these startups are only in the IT sector. However, the AI startups can be in any sector. We have, for example, the healthcare, the manufacturing, the finance, retail and e-commerce, and even transportation. Some of the examples in the healthcare, for example, the AI-powered diagnostics. There is also some startups are using the predictive analytics. And in the manufacturing, we have, for example, the smart factory. I am sure that you heard of the term Industry 4.0. So it's basically using advanced technologies and AI solution to optimize the production, to optimize the supply chain, to predict maintenance, and also like to reduce costs and all this. In the finance, AI is heavily used in the fraud detection since this is a priority for them. However, there are also like a finance platforms, accounting platforms that they are also integrating AI solutions in their platform in order to customize the experience for the users. In retail and e-commerce, AI is also used in order to manage the inventory and to control it in a better way and also in a real time. One of the example is Amazon. Amazon has a lot of inventories, a lot of centers in a different places and also like in different countries. So to manage all this more effectively, IA is solution for them, and they are using it for their seller dashboard and also like to maintain all their operations. In transportation, one of the popular examples are the self-driving car. And this is not the only thing that we can use in. Okay, so, all right, so we talked about the different sectors of the IA startups. Now let's see what are the emerging trends. Okay, so if you are considering starting a startup or starting any kind of business, you might ask yourself, what are the trends in the near future that you might need to focus on? So first of all, let me say to you, you need to focus on something related to your expertise. However, it's also good to know what are the emerging trends, because there where you're gonna find a lot of people are doing work and you can collaborate with them and you can also learn from them and you can help them. So some of the trends is the generative AI. It's something that you already used. So generative AI is basically the AI model that generates content. And this content can be anything, an image, a text, a videos. One of the example of the AI startups in the generative AI is OpenAI. And you are all familiar with ChatGPT. It's for generating text. There is also another product from them. It's DALI. It's for generating images. So we're gonna see more and more IA startups doing the generative IA because it's quite accessible and it's quite easy for the end user to use it, since it's coming in a very user-friendly way. So the IA startups are quite focusing on it. Another trend is the autonomous system. So systems can be automated in any sector, and a lot of sectors are trying to automate the repetitive tasks and to create systems that are AI driven or that are using AI. So this is also an interesting trend. Another emerging trend is the IA for sustainability. So sustainability is a very interesting topic nowadays. It's something that a lot of people are considering, whether they are companies, governments, policymakers. There are a lot of talking and a lot of debates about sustainability. And now with the emergence of the IA, we're going to see how IA can help sustainability, and at the same time, how we can make sure that IA is sustainable. Also, a similar topic, it's IA ethics and explainability. And when we are talking about the IA startups, we can look at this trend from two ways. One way is that if you are an IA startup, how exactly you are considering the ethics of IA within your business. But another way you can see it is as a startup, as an IA startup, how can you also contribute in the ethics regarding AI? Another trend, which is one of my favorites, is the low-code and no-code IA platforms. So basically a low-code or a no-code, it's when you can create a digital solution, whether it's a website, a mobile application, a SaaS, a landing page, it can be anything, but you don't really need to code it. And IA startups can use for this different alternative, for example, turning a text into a digital product. So it's basically like chatting or giving it a description, a written description, and this platform can generate to you, for example, a complete website, and then you can edit it. Or, for example, you can also have the option of drag and drop. So it's a platform where you have blocks that you can drag and drop from them, and then the IA model can generate for you the digital products, and of course you can edit it. So these are some of the emerging trends that you might take a look at them if you are considering starting an IA startup. So now that we have some basic knowledge about the IA startups, let's talk about the IA entrepreneur. So what are the skills, what are the mindset that a person needs to consider to become an IA entrepreneur? Here I want to share with you some statistics. They are from McKinsey Global Institute. So McKinsey states that tasks accounting for up to 30% of hours currently worked in the US could be automated by 2030. And the same source also stated that more people are shifting into higher level skills-based roles. So it's estimated that 12 million IA-related occupational shifts will occur in the US by 2030. Now, before panicking or saying that IA is taking over your jobs, don't worry, because we can interpret this statistic in two different ways. So if you are a person who is considering finding a job or working, there is like a 30% shift for you to focus more in roles that need the human to do them. So this is something good for us. So instead of focusing on repetitive tasks, we can focus more on tasks that require the human thinking, the creativity, the innovation. But if you interpret these statistics as an entrepreneur, you're gonna see that you have an increase with a 30% in the market where you actually can create and promote your solution, your IA solution. And you can see that these statistics are only about the US, but we can project the same interpretation for the rest of the world. Now, as an entrepreneur, what are the strategies that you can use, or what is the mindset that you need to have when you are thinking about implementing AI in your project? So there are three main pillars. We have the market analysis, the customer relationship management, and the operational efficiency. So when it comes to the market analysis, nowadays we are generating a huge amounts of data, and for business, this is a good thing. So it's better to strategically use this data to extract information, to extract insights, and use it for your analysis to better understand your market. I will give you an example, which is very simple, just to make you relate more about this. It's the social media platforms. For example, if you are someone who is starting a business and you are using social media as a distribution channel, so you are promoting your business through social media, all the platforms, all the social media platform, along with other tools, generate or collect a lot of the data, and then you can take this data, collect it, clean it, and visualize it and extract insights from it to understand your market in a better way. Another strategy you can use AI in it is the customer relationship management. Let's continue with the same example, which is using social media. You can, for example, use chatbots within the social media channels in order to maintain a relationship with your customer and you understand them better, so you can make sure that you are satisfying them and trying to improve. Okay, so did we stop in the customer relationship management?
We have some questions actually. How do you want to do the questions? You want to leave them for the end or answer them as they come?
Well, as you prefer, I don't mind.
Yeah, I know, because sometimes when you are sharing the screen, it's hard for you to read the questions. So it's like basically
Yeah.
whatever you are comfortable with.
Okay, let's leave everything to the end so we can have a more of certain like a discussion instead of just Q&A.
Okay.
Okay. But just make sure that you ask all the questions.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss any
Any
questions.
or
Okay, great. Okay, so continuing with the strategies that we can use AI-driven in our businesses, we have the operational efficiency. So basically here we are talking about operations, and operations can be different from one business to another, especially when we are talking about the startup ecosystems. Each startup has its own business model, so the operations can be different from one startup to another startup. However, wherever they are the operations that you are having within your business, you can definitely implement AI to leverage your work. Okay, so now moving to the skills that an entrepreneur or a person can acquire in order to be an AI entrepreneur. There is definitely a lot of skills that you can learn, but you don't have to learn them all, and you definitely not to master every single thing. When we are talking about entrepreneurship, when we are talking about startups, it's better to do your research and see what are the skills that you need and just focus on those. Because honestly, there are a lot of skills related to AI, and we can see that they are increasing day after day. So there is definitely like no way that you can learn everything. It's better to just focus on the things that you need. Later in the presentation, we're gonna see why you're gonna need to focus only on few of them. So the first skill, which I think it's very important, is machine learning. Machine learning, or ML, is a subtract of artificial intelligence. It's the AI models that we are using, for example, in the recommendation engines, in the predictive maintenance systems, and it's heavily used in the business. The algorithms are very powerful and can help you to implement an IA solution that can help the people in their daily life or wherever is the sector that you are trying to provide solutions for. And here I listed some of the tools that you can learn, for example, the TensorFlow, the PyTorch, and the library of scikit-learn. Another IA skills is data science and data analysis. And here I would like to make or to explain the difference between the two. So data analysis, it's about collecting the data, cleaning the data, seeing if there is any missing values or outliers, and analyzing the data, visualizing the data using different charts, and then extracting insights from this data and implement it or using these insights to make a better decision. But the data science, in a simple way, I can say that the data science is basically the data analysis plus the use of artificial intelligence. So we are also using AI algorithms. All right, so if we had the same problem again, we're gonna definitely switch to the mobile data.
We hope not.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, so let me continue again.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make to explain to you what is the difference between the data analysis and the data science. And here are also some tools that you can learn. The Python, it's very popular. There are a lot of libraries that you can use. So instead of like inventing the wheel all over again, you're gonna find the community already developed a lot of libraries, and it's very, very good for you as beginner or as someone who is starting a startup to use the solution that people already implemented, because you already have a valid tools that you can use. There is also the R programming language, which is more popular for people who are doing calculation statistics. And another tool is also SQL for databases. Okay, so the third skill is the NLP. So I honestly think that everyone needs to learn NLP, especially the IA entrepreneur or someone who is considering starting a startup. So the NLP is the natural language processing, and it's the AI model that enable computers to understand and interact in a more human-like language. And the reason I'm saying that NLP it's a very essential skill is because as an IA entrepreneur, you are developing IA solution to the end users who might or might not, but most of the time they don't know or they don't have enough expertise in using advanced technical skills. So it's better to communicate with them in a human-like ways, in something very simple. You all witnessed how ChatGPT, since it's using a simple chat, it was like acquiring a huge and like large audience that they can use it very easily. You also, as an entrepreneur, you might consider learning NLP or providing your products, your services in a more human-like ways. Some of the tools to learn are these examples. I would recommend taking a look at the Hugging Face because they have been doing a very good job this year. Okay, another AI skill is the deep learning and the neural networks. So the deep learning is also a subset of the machine learning. So it's a subset of artificial intelligence. It's used in so many applications such as the computer vision, the natural language generation, and there is many products that they are already in the market using deep learning. So if you are thinking about starting a business that is more powerful, using learning deep learning and having the skills in this subset, it's very important. And also here are some tools that you can learn, for example, the TensorFlow or Keras. Okay, now let's see a bit the IA opportunities that you can do with your business, because even if you are creating an IA startups, you also might consider using IA for your own business. There are three main departments that you can use IA in them. There's the customer service, the sales, the marketing, the operation, and the logistics. Some example when it comes to customer service are the chatbots and the virtual assistants or IA assistants. In sales, we can, for example, use AI to personalize the content and to predict the behavior of the customer. So it's very important when you are developing something new to see how the people are behaving around it and to use this to scale your business and to promote for them a more personalized offers so you can increase your sales. In the marketing, also you can use it to extract insights and to understand better what are the things within your business that are interesting for your customers or possible clients. So you can also make marketing strategies based on those insights. The operations and logistic, you can optimize the supply chain or the inventory if your IA startups is something or it's a startup that creates a physical products, because not all the IA startups are in the digital era only. Again, as I said in the previous slides, there are a lot of people when they hear the IA startup, they think only about the IT sector. So they imagine that the solution are digital, but there are also IA startups that are producing or developing products that are physical. And also we can talk about the services when we are talking about the logistics and operations. For example, the self-driving cars. There are companies that are also developing motorcycles that also use AI, for example, for navigation. Okay, now that we have some basic knowledge about the IA startups and also some basic knowledge about the IA entrepreneurs, let's see how we can go from an idea to a startup, how we can build an IA-driven business. So there are three main steps that you need to follow, and they are very important and very essential. The first one is to identify problems and IA solutions. So let's start with the problem. You need to see what is the problem that the people are suffering from, like what is the pain point for the people in their daily life or in a certain domain or in a certain business area, that there is like a repetitive occurring of this problem, that you can suggest a solution for it. And how you can identify problems is basically just to listen to people, because people tend to complain a lot about a lot of things. And as an entrepreneur, you have this attention that allow you to identify what are the gaps and what are the ideas or the problems that you can turn into a business. Now that you have some of the problems that you can consider for starting a business, you need to ask yourself, is this problem require an IA solution, or we can solve it with another solution? Because not all the problems require an IA or an invested solution. Some of the problems really can be solved by a very simple solutions. So you need to think about it, because IA solutions can be expensive, can also like require a lot of time and efforts to develop them. So ask yourself, is this solution really need to be used by artificial intelligence, or we can provide some other solutions that are very simple? So here we are not talking about the AI startup, we are talking about a different type of startups. Okay, now that you have some problems and you have like an initial solution that you might consider, you need to start working on your startup. And here you're gonna start developing and building a lean IA startup. You're gonna start developing an MVP, a minimum viable product, which is, okay, so this, it's like the minimum version of your final product, whatever is this product, that has the minimum functionalities and the minimum features. And the reason why we, in the startup ecosystem, we use MVP, it's because you need to collect feedback and information about your product to validate it, because you cannot build an entire and a complete product and you don't even know if the people are going to be interested in it or not, because here you are building a business. So you need to consider the validation from the clients. So you build an MVP, a platform, a prototype. It can be whenever your business is trying to provide as a solution, and then you test it. So you give it to the people around you, like your family, your friends, your colleague. If you can target a larger audience, that will be even better. And then you collect information from them. You see how they interact with your MVP. You collect the feedback. What is like the good things that they are finding in this product? What are the suggestions that they might have? And based on this feedback, you're gonna redevelop all over again a new MVP, which is like the second version of your product. And you keep doing this cycle all over again, like developing an MVP, you are in the second version, testing it, collecting feedback, and then based on this feedback, you refine your new MVP. And you keep doing this cycle until you find that you have an MVP that is like almost a complete product. And once you find yourself at this phase, you can move to the third step, which is the scaling and sustaining growth. So now you're gonna start thinking about how you're gonna monetize your business, how you can generate money from your solution. And there are different business models. There is, for example, the subscription, there is the one-time selling. You can find different business models, see which one is the best for or the most suitable for your product. And once you start monetizing or once you start generating money, the next step is considering scaling, because startup usually starts in one market, but then expand in other markets. And this is what is like particular about the startups is that you can easily scale them, or even in defining a startup, it's a business model that you can easily scale it. Okay, so I prepared some kind of a hands-on activity. I just want to make this workshop interactive as much as we can. So the workshop, it's about generating an AI-driven startup idea, and the process is mainly 3 steps. Choose a problem to solve, and then brainstorm how AI can be applied, and then you can create a brief elevator pitch. So mainly focus about the problem, the solution, and the audience. And just for the sake of the time, I prepared this prompt that we can use ChatGPT to generate some initiated ideas. So it's like using AI for creating an AI startup. So the prompt is goes like that. As a professional, so you're gonna use this blank space to add your professional, whatever it is. If you are a mechanical engineer, if you are a manager, if you are an HR, if you are a marketer, whatever it is. So as a professional aiming to create an AI-driven startup, so here we are telling ChatGPT that we need the startup to be AI-driven. Identify the top 3 challenges in your industry or area of expertise. So here we are telling ChatGPT to see what are the most important challenges within this industry or this area. And these challenges has to be critical and widely experienced. So here we are checking the business potential, and then can be addressed using AI technology, because we want to create an AI startup and have the potential to generate significant business impact. So we are talking here about scalability. And for each problem, briefly describe the core issue. So what is the problem? A potential AI-based solution. So this is about the solution. And then the target audience or market that would benefit from solving this problem. Okay, I can actually paste this prompt in the chat, and I want you to go to ChatGPT, whether you are using your phone or your computer, and just share with us one of the, let's say you pick one, because the prompt is gonna generate to you 3 ideas, and you just pick one of them. Okay, so let me just back to the chat. Okay, and don't forget to replace the professional with whatever your domain of expertise is.
So it's available in the chat, right? They use it, take it, and
Yes, they just copy paste it and use ChatGPT for that
so
and
take the
share with
text.
us what.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give them some time to do that.
Do you want, in the meanwhile, answer some questions, or,
Yes, definitely.
for example, we had the last one, and we can go from down to top. What can you give me? Can you give more information about what a business model is?
Mhm. So business model is basically how you're going to generate money from your startup. Okay, this is like the simple way to describe it to you. So as a business or as a startup or as a company, what is the revenue generation sources of your idea of or of your business? So for example, if we talk about ChatGPT, since it's widely used, what do you think is the business model of ChatGPT? Nolhuda, you are muted.
Yeah, they couldn't copy the text. Let me try. I will try. Yeah, you can. Let me see.
You can't.
No, you can. I did it. I just did it. Um,
Maybe you can email it to her if she gives you the email. That must be one way to solve the issue. Yeah, make it simple.
so I guess someone, Badia Sadi said use light shot and copy it as a picture. Actually, for me, I could copy the text, but for the one who couldn't, use Badia, I guess he gave you a tip to use light shot and copy it as a picture and paste it into ChatGPT and change that word.
Maybe if I can share it with them as an image. I don't know if this is possible in Zoom or not. Let me
Yeah,
try it.
I send it to them. Let's see if they can also not screenshot. Okay. He means screen, yeah. Light shot, screenshot, you know. Okay, try to I just passed it, so try to use the text that I just passed now.
Maybe if they are using phone, I think they cannot copy it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the problem is with the device that they are using.
I got answer, even I didn't change the word professional, but let me change the word. I will write as a mathematician. Let's see. We have
Okay, we have an answer here. Okay, what ChatGPT gave me. Okay, so you are in cybersecurity. The first idea, I think, is cybersecurity threat detection. The second is the software development efficiency. And the third one is personalized developer learning. Okay, and which one of these three ideas that you like the most? I can say that all these AI solutions are very doable, real-time threat detection and automated response. Maybe we have another answer as well is in the supply chain, I believe. Supply chain optimization in manufacturing and retail core issue is the global supply chain are often inefficient due to the unforeseen disruptions, lack of real-time data analysis, and the manual decision making processes. It's true, this problem we have witnessed during the pandemic. It was a huge problem within the supply chain. This lead to increased costs, delays, and inventory mismatches. The solution is to develop an AI-powered supply chain platform that uses machine learning, predictive analysis, and IoT to forecast demand and to identify supply chain bottlenecks and predict disruption, and also to automate logistics. Very good. This is the answer. Okay, so I can see Dr. Hidia is saying that ChatGPT answered that, would you like help brainstorming examples in specific fields such as pathology or medical research? He knows that I am a doctor interested in pathology. So it seems like ChatGPT is knowing a lot of information about you.
she trained him very well. But I guess we have to use that tip that gave us the speaker of the second session, that you have to make sure to turn off that memory thing on ChatGPT so it doesn't memorize informations about you.
Yes,
And make
it's
sure
true,
to
especially if you are using it for like a different purposes. So sometimes it's using the context from the history data that it's memorizing about you. So this mislead the model itself, like, and it's give you wrong answers or answers that you were not like trying to find. Okay, so these ideas are just initial ideas that you can use them to brainstorm some ideas about what are the possibilities that you can work on. And it's also a good practice in order to find some keywords that you can take and check some research articles and to see what is the state of the art, what is like the final stage that people are developing right now. So to see where you can start, because it's like you can't redo something that people are doing already. So you need to check with the state of the art, see what the other companies are developing or already developed, and see what are the innovation room for you. Like what are the things that need more creativity, more improvement in the performance, and then you can start from there.
So you will leave this Zoom session with a business idea to start on.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, everyone who shared the answers with us. I think we can start answering their questions.
Okay. Just because we have to go deep into the chat to so first they were telling you about when you ask them about the need of AI. So like as a doctor, Hezia said, as a doctor, we absolutely need it. It can help doctors in many ways. And Abdurrahman said, yes, of course, we do need it because it's helping humans to improve their task and gain time and resources. Nisreen said, maximizing efficiency, cutting down on tedious tasks, increasing resourcefulness. So basically enhancing the way you operate in almost every way. And Shahrazad said, since AI is the new kid in town, it's revolutionary to different industries, and thus as engineers, doctors, we need to understand the technology as it evolves. And from Khadija, yes, it makes tasks easier, fast, and give us time to create for creativity. Oh, and there are more other like reasons, but we can move to the questions. Mm, okay, about the recording, we said yes. I'm volunteering also. We answered that. Okay, and so from Safir Khira Ines, she asked, "What are the main challenges startups?" Oh, she left. Okay, we got you back. So Safir, Ines asked, "What are the main challenges startup might face when integrating AI into their business?"
Mhm. So if startup already like operating, it's not a startup. They need to reconsider a lot of strategic decisions um, on the marketing level, on the business level, and even some other departments might also need some changes. I will give you an example. There is a platform that I use a lot, which is FreePic, and I use it to download photos, free photos, and there is also like a lot of assets. And with the emerge of AI, this platform, which was only for downloading assets, also developed a new tool, which is generating images using AI. So when we are talking about, when we are thinking about the FreePic as a company or as a startup, they definitely have done a lot of decisions at the strategic level that to see if they can integrate AI or not. For them, it was quite easy. Why? Because they are already like a platform for downloading assets. And then when they integrate AI, they use it for the same specific purpose. So their niche, the people that they are targeting, were the same, you know. But now with the AI, they provide them with another tool which is more advanced. But for the other startups, they need to make a research, make an evaluation about integrating AI, how this going to affect their existing business model, how it's going to change it in the future. So the challenges can be different from one business to another. Some businesses, given their business nature, can be very easy. Maybe they were considering the digital transformation, the digitalization from the beginning. So the integration of AI can be very easy for them. It can be beneficial, not really challenging, but other businesses can be very, very challenges for them. However, I can't really give you like a general answer except for that, because as we said, the businesses are different. Each business has a different operation, especially when we are talking about the startups ecosystems. So what I would say is like to identify what are the challenges within the business itself at the different levels, especially the strategic level. I hope this answers your question.
Um,
I don't know if you allow me to add few things here. I have been silent for some time. and
Yeah, sure, definitely.
listening to Siham, hoping to learn even if at my old age. I'm still try to learn every day. That's a challenge when you get old. Anyway, so just brief presentation about myself. I am Mohammed Bedrouni. I am one of the founder of the Algerian American Association for Science, Technology, and Entrepreneurship that we group of us founded in 2020. Most of us are being educated and living and working in the US. We had that chance to come and benefit and learning from this great country. And we want really the main purpose of the association is really to share what we learn with the young generation in Algeria, hoping for them to get a better future. That's our main task. So I came to entrepreneurship late in my time after really an extensive overseas experience in the Middle East and North Africa as a director of an entrepreneurship training program funded by the US government, exactly the State Department, which ran from 2024 to 2028 at the University of California, San Diego Business School, one of the top engineering school in the US, which is strange as an engineering school without a business program. And they created their business program when I joined them in 2024. So they tell you sometimes university don't think big and they make mistake and they don't really do the right thing. But anyway, they created very fantastic MBA program, one of the top in the country. And I was happy to join the business school there and manage this program. When I joined, I did not know what was entrepreneurship. I can tell you the truth, I did not know. So I had to learn from scratch. But I was lucky to work with really extensive class of professors that really started the entrepreneurship movement in the late 70s in the US. So I benefited and I learned a lot from this really valuable and knowledgeable people. So the Meet US program was an entrepreneurship training program, which kind of mini MBA for emerging entrepreneurs from the MENA region. And I was in charge of building the program from A to Z. So when I started, they had no staff, nobody. So I had to struggle and work 24 hours to really put the program together. And finally, we were able to really set up and create a beneficial program that a lot of emerging entrepreneurs benefited from the MENA region. I benefited too. I learned a lot. That's what I'm here to share what I learned with you. And we had participants from all over the MENA region, including around 20 from Algeria. So that's basically what was my learning curve. And from that, I did a lot of consulting opportunities still in the area of entrepreneurship in the MENA region. And so basically, people think what all the advice. As a matter of fact, last week I got a request from an Algerian here in the US. He got a degree in II. He's based in Denver. He's working for an II company. And then now he's thinking about starting his own company here. So maybe, and so I had a couple of meetings with him to share. So basically, most of startup are started. That's general idea that I'm giving here about entrepreneurship. Most of the startup are started with engineers with no business background. That's the big issue. That's so what as an entrepreneur, as a founder, when you start, you have to learn. You have almost to get an MBA in 1 week, that if that's possible. It's not possible, but right now there are a lot of classes, a lot of tools that you need to master because you have to learn about marketing, like Siham identified, marketing, about accounting, about management, about systems, about sales. All of this you need to learn and learn them fast if you want to be successful. That's one thing that you're. Second, you need to connect. You need to create a network of people who have done it, and then they can share their experience with you. So networking is a key. too. And you always have to network. I always, when I preach this, I tell people, you network 24 hours. You never know who that contact is going to be and who that contact is going to help you. You never know, but do it. I mean, most of my jobs I got here in the US was through networking. And people, but I got a lot of requests. People, oh, I have this degree, this degree, this degree, and I cannot get a job. So I asked them, how do you do your job search? Oh, I go to the internet and apply. I said, you are wasting your time. And they got mad. I said, well, you're wasting your time. If you want, people are going to hire you for what you can do. So you have to go there, dig and find out the company they need your skills. Do something different, not like whatever everybody is doing. You need to be different. So networking is key. Third idea is, if there is an incubator in your or business association or a business group in the area, join, go there, meet, grow, learn, listen, and also talk to the people to get advice and see if that's possible. And then also make sure that whatever you have in mind does not exist. If it exists somewhere else, you have to shift and move to something different. So that's and then grow. Tech classes. Be there and learn and read. You need to get updated of what's going on in the world. So that's how you get successful. And you need to be different. If there is a product you have in mind, you want to make sure that whatever you have there is different from what is already in the market. So that's basically, these are general ideas that I would like to share with you here today. I don't know if you have any questions here, and I really I'm enjoying being with the young generation and hopefully be of benefit to your learning process.
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Okay, we have a question. So, is networking a skill or to be learned? Is networking a skill to be learned?
It is a skill. It is a skill. But first of all, is you need to really identify opportunities that you think you are going to learn from, and then learn how to present yourself. Be brief. Have a business card, and then introduce yourself. And if you need help, don't hesitate to help. Unfortunately, in the US, in the Algeria, that we don't have these structures, but in the US, there are plenty of them. Even though I'm not looking for jobs, I'm not looking for business opportunities, I still attend these meetings because I want to maintain the connections. And then you can do also online. There are a lot of groups online. If you have specific questions, you can just send your question to this group. People are willing to help. Believe me, there are a lot of knowledgeable people here online that are willing to share their knowledge. So I know it's a long process. It's not taught. That's unfortunate that in Algeria the education system is really rigid. You don't have the opportunity to ask questions. You don't have really the opportunity to learn soft skills. But that's one thing that the association is trying to bring, and hopefully one day we will have this type of classes taught in at the university in Algeria. So that's hopefully that will happen one day. But you have to push for it. You have to ask for it. We can help you from here, but we cannot do the work for you. You need to to talk to the university dean and president and tell them what type of classes you need. And they should provide that. But it's you. But if you need help and guidance, the association can do that for you.
Thank you, Mr. Badroni, for your answer. And how about Siham? What do you think about that?
Yes, I think as an entrepreneur, you're gonna find yourself like pitching your idea to everyone, literally around you, and networking we have some opportunities right now, like we are seeing a lot of events happening, especially at the university. So make sure you attend these events, make sure you get to know new people, try to talk with them, try to ask them interesting questions, try to ask them questions within their expertise or see how they can help you. And also, I just want to mention something. I don't know if Mr. Bedouini is aware of it or not, but recently, we have what's called the graduation project as a startup. So now the master students can apply their graduation project also as a startup to get the innovation label from the startup ministry. So they have an entire program within their universities, within the university incubations. And now we have incubations almost in all universities, but we still are seeing that students are not joining these programs within their university. And it's something that we definitely encourage you to do, because you're going to learn a lot from these programs and you're going to get the chance to find other people and network with them. And you never know when you're going to need them, or even how you can help them. Like sometimes these organizations or associations also need to volunteer with them. So it's also like a good opportunity for you to develop your soft skills. And also like about having this mindset of a person who is always learning. It's very, very important to be a lifelonger learning, like always learning. Learn from everybody around you, whether they are in your field or not. Try to learn from them, try to see their perspective, because different perspectives is also very helpful for entrepreneurs to have a different ideas, because at the end, or someone who is trying to, or probably you're going to be developing solutions that they are for people to use. So your possible clients can be anybody. So you need to learn about the different perspectives from people. So it's something that you cannot learn about it just by reading the books, you know, so you need to interact with the people. And also something else Mr. Viduruni mentioned at the beginning, which is like learning about the entrepreneurship. Um, Definitely the university, especially when we are talking about the technical fields, we don't have a lot of opportunities to grow the entrepreneur mindset. And this is something that we are trying to solve within Jawsak, is that the entrepreneurial engineers, they are people who are very skilled when it comes to the technical aspect, but when it comes to the business aspect, they lack a lot. They lack a lot of knowledge about the management, how to be a manager, how to be a leader, about the business, how to manage the business, the marketing aspect, the sales, all this stuff. So definitely I encourage people to network. It's something that is scary for some of the people. We are not really familiar with it here in Algeria. It's something that uh, only like a few people are doing it very naturally, but it's definitely something that you can learn with the practice.
Very good. So I'm going to keep networking. Thank you. Just want to add, uh, it's a it's a good idea also to join an incubator, especially if you have one at your local university. Uh, I did a lot of training for head of incubators in Algeria. They need a lot of help, um, uh, and I worked hard to really train. I did the program in 2022 with my friend Dr. Tom O'Neill, University of Central Florida. And as a matter of fact, he's a wonderful friend, always volunteering to do webinar and workshop for Algerian audience. Every time I ask him for something, he volunteer his time free. I'm telling you, a lot of people are here, and I can tell you, we did a wonderful program to train 20 head of incubator in 2022 with 2 weeks training programs. Unfortunately, it was done by video conference. The best would be to have done this program face to face, but COVID was then and we could not do it. In addition to this, he did also a program on the lean startup model, for Algerian. We had 5 Algerian universities participating in that program, and the I-Core program. A lot of learning subjects that we would like really to do face-to-face in Algeria, but unfortunately, we're facing a lot of obstacles dealing with bureaucracy once, and two, funding is two. But what I want to really to emphasize here is really the need to be in a group. If you want to learn as an entrepreneur, you are just starting, you can get a lot of advice, a lot of mentoring from people that have already gone through the same phase, and you can benefit and avoid mistakes and waste of time. Sharing experiences is the key. Now, in the idea of sharing, I also encourage all the startups to participate in international competitions. I post on my LinkedIn page as well as on the AAASTE LinkedIn page all of the opportunities. As a matter of fact, just a few days ago, I posted funding opportunities and mentorship from Qualcomm, which is a huge tech company based here in San Diego that I had the chance to visit many, many times. And they have a program open to start startups all over the world. So check these pages from time to time, join and apply. Even though if you're not going to be successful the first time, it's a learning process that you probably going to win or to be selected the second or third year. The key is a learning process.
Thank you, Mr. Badroni. And unfortunately, we are out of time. We will take like very few minutes to ask 2 last questions. The first one is from Selma. She's asking Siham, from your experience, do you think that we must have a certain degree in university to create our own startup, or we can have our startup before graduated?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question that I get lots from students because usually when they are studying, they think about starting their own businesses, and they also consider like quitting the university in order to focus on their businesses. So let me tell you something. During the university, you need to invest your time in studying and also to learn. Learn about entrepreneurship as much as you can. Do some activities within your business idea on like try to treat it as a business, do some work about it, but focus more on your studying. Having a degree, it's very important. I personally always recommend to people to focus on their studies. However, the college phase, it's also important to learn more about the entrepreneurship. During the university, you're gonna find a lot of opportunities, whether they are events, webinars, conferences, also joining the scientific clubs within the university, join the university incubator. All these kind of activities gonna teach you a lot about the entrepreneurship, and therefore you're gonna like test your skills. Are you good with the entrepreneurship? Because you don't know if it is something that you want to do or not. So do both of them. But I highly recommend focusing on studying because your degree is very important. And after graduation, you're gonna discover that your degree is something that you need it not only to get a job, but you definitely gonna need it also in the startup ecosystems. Whenever you are applying to any opportunities, such of the opportunities that Mr. Bedrouni mentioned, having a degree, adding it in your profile, it's something that already give a huge validation for you as a person, because you are someone who went through a studying process that definitely wasn't easy. So you were able to manage it, you were able to study, and now you are trying to do your business. So it gives us a better and more positive perspective about you. So I definitely recommend that you focus on having a degree. And another thing I also would like to add here is that if you have a PhD degree as well, it's something very, very, very useful for you as a business owner. It's it's like highly recommended, because the R&D, the research, the scientific research is also like a very important source of ideas and innovations that you can implement as a business. So yeah, this is my answer. I hope it's useful.
Okay, yeah. And if he can also like give us a very brief answer to the last question from Wasila. Are AI incubators important to implement an AI program at the university, or tech tools like TensorFlow, Colab, or and Python libraries which are free and enough?
Sorry.
Do you want me to try it? I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to hear the question again. She mentioned at the beginning the IA incubators.
Important Are AI incubators important to implement an AI program at the university, or the tech tools like TensorFlow, Colab, and Python libraries, which are free, are enough?
Okay, so I'm gonna leave Mr. Bedrouni answer this, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can add anything.
I don't know. I kind of like, for me, an incubator is really there to train entrepreneur on the business aspect, not on the technical aspect. The technical aspect is their idea, is their baby. It's their one to really grow that idea from an idea to really move all the steps to be like going to viable product and to viable startup. That's how I see it. I am against this idea about creating this specialized and um, uh, incubator for this, incubator for this. It doesn't make sense because we don't have a lot of qualified people to really be there to train these entrepreneurs. And then if you multiply this type of structure, you are going to dilute the idea. So that's my personal position. I don't know if a lot of people agree with it, because what is the purpose of an incubator? The purpose of an incubator is to really train um, the the entrepreneur to learn basic business skill in a short period of time while working on its idea, from idea to a startup, learning, sharing experience, and also talking to fellow entrepreneurs and learning from them. That's how, and getting some help with mentoring and finance. So that's, I think, it's a purpose of an incubator. I don't really see it as you being specialized. That means that's my own personal position.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you about like the purpose of incubators. They definitely need to focus on the business aspects. Just to add that for that question is when you are considering starting or testing a new idea, you don't want to put your money there because you are still at the phase of testing. So go to an incubator, learn about the business, learn how to be an entrepreneur, discover this entrepreneurship world. At the same time, when you are like developing or trying to test your idea, try to use free tools as much as possible, because you don't know if your idea is good or not. You are still testing it. So at this phase, try to avoid putting any money into it and just focus on the free tools. And there are a lot of free tools that they are very powerful.
Yeah, there is one question that is not related to entrepreneurship, but to, I think, he's here. I think she is here in the US and she wants to go to medical school, and she asked question about we have a small funds to help students pay for their testing, but it's not really a scholarship. We don't, the association will, I hope one day we'll be rich and we can provide scholarship for Algerian students to go and go to full programs in the US. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I consider the association as a startup. We're still struggling. We're still going one step forward, one step backward. That's a life. Maybe one day the associations will be rich enough to really offer scholarship. But what we have right now are small donations that we enabling the association to pay for tests. For example, if you need to go and do the TOEFL test or the GMAT test or any other test, and you need some help, we can provide that type of funding, but we don't. The association is not in a financial position right now to provide full scholarship. That I post all of these opportunities on the AASTE social media platforms. There are scholarship from U.S. universities for postdoc as well master's degree and PhDs. So you need to check the posting and see if you qualify. I encourage you to apply. It's a long learning process. If you need your document to be reviewed, because you have to write proper English, I can volunteer to take one or two. I cannot take more than that. I can review your applications, but you need to do the work. I am not going to do work for you. So you need to really meet the requirement, meet the conditions, apply, and then some of us at the association, including myself, were able to help. We also post, for example, there is a program called the Fulbright program. We do a webinar on it. These are full U.S. government funding opportunity for masters and PhDs degree. There are probably around 10 Algerian that benefit every year. So if you qualify, post for this year, it's closed, but there will be an announcement probably around 2025 in the month of April. So you have to check to see when the announcement is made and then apply for it. So these are the I think my answer to scholarship in the US. And here for master's degree and PhDs, you need to connect also with faculties in charge of this program. It's the faculty that make the decision to accept you in the master degree program or PhD program, and then to see if they can offer you a scholarship. It's very competitive, but I see that some students from Algeria are able to get in. So you need to try, and hopefully you are successful. That's it. That's my last word, and I'm really happy to be here with young generation. I am the oldest person here. It feels good to be among young people, and hopefully you benefited from this wonderful workshop that Noor worked so hard to put together. Noor, last word is for you, since you work so hard. Noor, I think
I think she's not with us.
I see she's still here. Okay, well, if there is no other questions, I would like to thank everybody that attended today's presentation, and thank Siham. Siham, you are the future of Algeria. Please continue.
Thank
You
you so
are the
much.
future. So, and then, life is not easy, and, hopefully you are successful. Okay. So, since Noor is not here, well, I will say thanks everybody again, and hopefully you have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for attending and staying with us till now. Take care.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.